Hello everybody, welcome back to Expedition Homestead. I hope you're all having an incredible start to your falls. In today's episode, I want to give you all a tour of what we've got going on in the garden right now. Show you all of the plants that are still to produce for us, all of our fall crops you might say, and then showing you all of the plants that we're rotating out, how the herbs did for the year, how the squash patch did, how the chickens are doing, how the willow tree is doing. Basically an all-around fall garden tour, the very first one of 2021. So I found out that if I let the chickens out here, what they do is they go around the raised beds. They will take out a lot of the weeds that might be growing, dig up like this. So they'll dig all that up. And then what I'll do is I'll take a rake and rake it all back in and not let them out for another few weeks, and they do it all over again. So just a cool little way to automate weeding in the garden here, and they haven't really done any damage to the plants either, which has been great. So looking at stuff that's growing still, we have our broccoli. We decided to just plant a whole bunch of broccoli real close together and not thin it out to see what would happen, because I figured we were going to be a little late on the broccoli. But what I've been doing is feeding this then to the chickens so we can use it. But in the meantime, it's keeping the soil nice and moist and healthy. Hi, what's up? Maybe you want in. Do you want in? Yeah, I think it might have been angry that they're not together. Sorry, ladies. So there we've got the broccoli for a couple of different purposes. Right here, these are, I believe, icicle radishes. We've got these planted pretty closely together. We only did like a half thinning really, so they're grouped together pretty tight, because I figured with how much time we have left in the growing season, they're probably not going to get very, very big. So I didn't have to space them out as far as normal, so I could get a higher output from this bed. We've also got turnips growing. Haven't really picked any out yet to see how big they're getting. Oh, there we go. So turnips will be probably sparsely ready to harvest here. I'm really, like I said, planning on harvesting a lot of this once the temperatures start to drop below freezing, because the quality just starts to go down after that point. Then we got carrots too. Our second crop of carrots that we got put in. Onions, coming along pretty slowly. I don't think we'll have any decent sized bulbs out of these for our fall harvest, but definitely some usable vegetables for the garden. The strawberries really started to explode this fall, so I'm super excited for the harvest that we have next year on them. Then we've got our rhubarb, pretty close to ready to be harvested here. Oh wow, we got runners of strawberries all the way out here. Then we've just got a couple of leftovers from our summer garden growing in here. We do this for the chickens, and then we've got shade and moisture in the soil when plants are growing here. Some of our late cabbage heads, we'll probably get a few more of them before they stop growing. All in all, very happy with them, that we've got a ton of them this year. Broccoli that I just let flower and grow after the harvest. What I'll do is I'll take some of this and also use it for the chickens. Compost, and just keeping stuff living in the soil, I think, is really important. Down here we've got some peppers. Yeah, nice peppers growing there. Some purple peppers as well, purple bell, and this was the Giant's macaroni pepper. Got a few more there. Now it's really starting to get too cold for them, so they don't like it very much. But we got probably 7 or 8 peppers so far, and then we got the few remainders hanging on here. Cucumbers are all done for the season. Tomatoes are, I think, just about done producing new fruit set for the season. We've got a few more coming up in here on the super sweet 100s, and then a few more over by my daughter there. Those are all super sweet 100s, and then there's a Rutgers tomato in there as well. Those are all still producing. And then we've got the biggest tomato of the season right there. Big tomato. I mean, bigger than my hand. So we'll probably have a dedicated video to that one. She's a beast. Beans, mostly done. Just gonna harvest them out for their seeds pretty soon here. Same thing with so we got the bush beans and then pole beans over here. Corn will be ready for harvesting the seeds. Our compost is doing good. We got a couple of volunteer squash growing. Chickens got at this one. So the squash is growing right there. Ultimately, this is all gonna get turned into compost. Our herb gardens did really well this year. You can see that everything is setting seed now. We've got all sorts of basils, mints, lemon balms, chamomiles, oregano, nasturtium here. The nasturtium is just gorgeous, if I might say so myself. I might make a separate video just on that because I love these nasturtiums. So yummy too. If you've never had one, I definitely recommend it. And I can't forget about the sunflowers. These are our mammoth sunflowers. Big sunflowers. We're just about ready to harvest all of them and dry them for the season. I think they're ready to be cut off. You can tell all the flowers just fall right off of the seeds. So, yep, definitely ready to harvest them so we can save the seeds and then probably roast some of them as well. So all of our super sweet 100s, it's hard to tell here, but we've got, vines that are just traveling all around here. Big, long ones. Some of these are probably over 12 feet, growing almost across the entire row. I want to do something a little bit more permanent in the future when it comes to our tomatoes in these 5-gallon buckets. I really do like it. I had great results this year, so I want to duplicate it and make it better for next year. So I will look at doing some sort of a trellis system back here off of the the west side of the sunflower patch that we have. Right alongside our squash and pumpkin patch, we harvested 1 pumpkin off of this whole patch. You can tell these are all of our leftover squashes. We just had too many to handle by this time of the year, so we just let them kind of do their thing, and we'll turn them into compost. We also had a black beauty zucchini planted here. This is a 8-ball zucchini for those of you who are maybe new to the channel. And then this was a Connecticut field pumpkin right there. So all in all, very good year so far. Very exciting start to fall. I will show you the willow trees and then we'll get going. All right, here's the willow tree. This was a single cutting. It was about 4 feet long, maybe 1.5 inches in diameter. And it grew like no other. We've got growth of about 3 feet. Actually, you know what? This cutting is pretty new too. We've got maybe about 4 feet of growth in some of these points. From cutting to 4 feet of growth within one growing season. We took this cutting in spring. I think that's some incredible results. Taking a look at our basket weaving willows, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, dead one, 5. So these, unlike the weeping willow in the back, we're supposed to grow these out like a bush, prune them back next year after we get all the great, incredible growth that we're gonna see. This was our first year in the ground. So next year, I expect some exponential growth coming from them. We prune them way back and then use all of the branches that you pruned off for your basket weaving. So very exciting there. We also have our elderberries. Put these in this year. And they're all doing great. Excited to have some nice fruit sets next year. We had one of them on this one right here. This year it gave us some fruit. The birds took it from us, but next year we'll surely have enough to make some of our syrups with it. Exciting stuff. Well, thank you all so much for watching. If you want to know more about our gardening process, why we've got all of these wood chips everywhere, what we're growing, when we're growing it, when we're doing all the different types of chores, just go ahead and follow the channel. Anytime we're doing anything in the garden, we make a quick, educational, and usually fun video for you guys. I hope to see you over there. Happy gardening, and we'll see you in the next episode.